China has unveiled its first robot security guard. The robot is called Anbot.
China has unveiled its first fully operational robot bodyguard, leaving the world stunned. With glowing eyes, advanced sensors, and AI trained to detect threats faster than any human, this machine is built to analyze, protect, and neutralize in real time, set to guard top officials, even the president. These robots don't sleep, hesitate, or miss. They're not just assistants. They're autonomous defense systems.
China's military has released this video of a four-legged robot marching through a field with an automatic rifle mounted on its back.
Some experts warn this could mark a turning point in AI warfare, raising urgent questions about the future of personal protection and the potential for something far more dangerous. Is this the future of personal protection or the start of something much darker? Because once these machines are deployed, there's no turning back. Let's dive into what China's new robot bodyguard means for the world and why some experts are calling it the most dangerous innovation in modern AI warfare. China's AI bodyguard revolution. Advanced artificial intelligence now touches nearly every aspect of our daily lives, from the apps we use to the cars we drive. But the latest twist in AI's rapid evolution might be its most controversial yet: AI-powered humanoid bodyguards. And leading the charge in this unprecedented shift is China. Recent developments suggest that the Chinese government may soon deploy AI humanoid robots to protect its highest-ranking officials, including the president. It sounds like science fiction, but it might be closer than anyone thought. So why is everyone talking about robot bodyguards now? And what's China really planning? The clues are hiding in plain sight, and what they reveal is startling. While the Chinese government hasn't released any official confirmation about the integration of humanoid robots into its presidential security detail, the signs are becoming too strong to ignore. The buzz began to build in February 2025 when Wang Jingjing, the founder and CEO of Unitree Robotics, took a front-row seat at one of the most exclusive business symposiums chaired by President Xi Jinping himself. This wasn't a random invitation. Xi rarely chairs such meetings directly, having only done so once before in 2018, and that alone made the gathering an anomaly. His presence signaled one thing: only the most influential and strategically important tech leaders in China had been invited. Wang sat among China's elite business minds, including Liang Wenfeng, co-founder of the AI giant DeepSeek, and Ren Zhengfei, the founder of Huawei. That lineup raised eyebrows, especially considering the competitive edge these companies have over their Western rivals in areas like artificial intelligence, telecommunications, and now robotics. It didn't take long before speculation ignited. Was Unitree preparing something massive behind closed doors? Was the future of presidential security about to be rewritten by machines? And if so, how soon will this new generation of mechanical protectors take their place on the front lines of Chinese leadership defense? The theory doesn't feel far-fetched. Unitree Robotics is already pushing boundaries with its humanoid robots. One of their standout creations, the G1, recently demonstrated something once thought impossible: martial arts. That's right, the G1 robot can now perform kung fu. But this isn't some choreographed show for YouTube clicks. Unitree taught the G1 real fighting techniques using Sim2Real technology, a process that lets virtual training simulations transfer directly into physical motion.
This stuff's wild. This humanoid is showing off some serious kung fu moves, so impressive that they'd make Bruce Lee raise an eyebrow.
Thanks to an impressive 23 degrees of freedom, the G1 doesn't just move, it fights. It can throw punches and perform roundhouse kicks while maintaining flawless balance. The robot's creators beamed with pride as it executed complex techniques with uncanny precision, suggesting not just agility, but potential for real-world combat readiness. Unitree isn't stopping at flashy moves. Behind the scenes, they're continuously improving the algorithms that control G1's intelligence and reaction speed. Add Lafan 1, an advanced motion capture system capable of mimicking intricate human movement, and you have a robot that doesn't just replicate martial arts, It can learn from and adapt to any new physical technique it's taught. The implications of this are enormous. Imagine a bodyguard that never sleeps, never tires, and never loses focus. One that can analyze threats with military-grade precision, respond in milliseconds, and place itself between the president and danger without hesitation. Metal bones, synthetic muscle, perfect memory. And that's exactly what people are beginning to suspect the Chinese government is developing. An elite squad of robot protectors that will supplement, or perhaps one day replace, human security officers. But if this sounds futuristic, just wait until you hear what else they've got in the works. Unitree's rapid innovation pace hasn't gone unnoticed. The company continues to blur the line between sci-fi and reality with its commitment to fully autonomous behavior. G1 doesn't rely on remote control or pre-programmed routines. It can react in real time to unexpected situations. Whether it's sensing a sudden movement in a crowd or responding to verbal cues, the G1 is equipped with an evolving suite of sensors and behavioral protocols that make it more adaptable with each software upgrade. Even without official confirmation from Beijing, it's easy to see where this is headed. And with China aggressively positioning itself as the global leader in AI and robotics, creating a presidential security team composed of humanoid machines would be a bold and symbolic next step. Still, there's a question nobody's answered yet. What happens when machines take over the most trusted jobs in society? Security isn't just about strength. It's about loyalty, judgment, and ethical restraint. How do you program a robot to understand political nuance or moral grey areas? Can a machine distinguish between a hostile threat and a panicked crowd? Will future governments allow autonomous units to make split-second life or death decisions? These questions aren't hypothetical anymore. China's rumoured plans, fueled by real advancements in combat-capable humanoid robotics, are forcing the world to consider them now. And Unitree's next big reveal could change everything. If the company publicly announces its involvement in government security efforts, it won't just mark a turning point for China. It will trigger a global race to develop similar capabilities. Other nations will scramble to match the technological leap, and suddenly, robot bodyguards will go from fiction to frontline protocol. So what does this mean for the rest of the world? And how soon will other nations respond to China's head start in humanoid defense systems? Those answers may come sooner than anyone expected. With Unitree's G1 already showing near-human agility and combat skill, it's only a matter of time before similar tech begins showing up at political events, state visits, or even guarding VIPs at international summits. China may have been first, but they will not be the last. As the world watches closely, one thing is certain: the future of security no longer belongs solely to humans. And in the race to protect global leaders, it looks like China just made the first move. The rise of robotic security, China's AI bodyguards could change everything. Advanced artificial intelligence is quickly embedding itself into every layer of modern life, and security is no exception. No longer a realm of science fiction, robotic bodyguards and patrol officers are rapidly moving from concept to reality. Leading this transformation is China, where a new wave of AI-powered humanoid robots may soon become responsible for protecting none other than the nation's president. Even though the Chinese government has not made any official announcements about when or what kind of robots will join President Xi Jinping's security detail, the rumors have picked up serious momentum, and they are not without reason. The buzz began in February 2025 when Wang Jingjing, founder and CEO of Unitree, one of China's premier humanoid robot companies, was seen sitting front row at a high-profile business symposium chaired by President Xi himself. That moment raised eyebrows. Xi rarely chairs these meetings personally. The last time he did was in 2018. So when Wang shared space with top Chinese tech giants like DeepSeek's Liang Wenfeng and Huawei's Ren Zhengfei, it sent a clear message: Unitree had entered the inner circle. With Unitree already known for pushing the boundaries of humanoid robotics, speculation mounted that they were being tapped for something unprecedented. But why would China need robot bodyguards in the first place? Because Unitree may be on the verge of creating the most advanced AI-powered humanoids the world has ever seen. Robots that can run, learn, and even fight. The Robot Black Belt. The company's flagship bipedal robot, the G1, recently stunned audiences when it demonstrated martial arts moves. Yes, actual kung fu.
Unitree's latest G1 humanoid robot is throwing punches and landing roundhouse kicks with incredible balance and precision.
Thanks to Unitree's implementation of sim-to-real learning, the G1 can now perform punches, kicks, and combinations while maintaining balance and form. Engineers made this possible by using 23 degrees of freedom in the robot's limbs and joints, giving it a level of physical flexibility not seen in earlier models. But it doesn't stop at basic self-defense. With Unitree's proprietary Lafan 1 motion capture system, the G1 can learn human movements in real time and replicate them with frightening precision. That means martial arts routines can be recorded, converted into data, and instantly transferred into the robot's movement library. Essentially, we're watching the early stages of a humanoid that could learn from a human instructor faster than a black belt in training. While Unitree is taking humanoids into hand-to-hand combat territory, they're not the only Chinese firm putting robots into security roles. Engine AI Robotics recently made headlines by introducing their own version of a RoboCop, the PM-01. This robot, dressed in neon green to match Chinese police uniforms, didn't just sit around looking cute. It greeted pedestrians, responded to police commands, and patrolled the streets of Shenzhen. Naturally, citizens were intrigued. Many took photos, but others raised a valid question. Can a 4-foot-tall robot weighing just 17 pounds really serve and protect? At a top speed of 4.5 miles per hour and a battery life of just 2 hours, the PM-01 isn't going to chase down criminals anytime soon. But its real purpose isn't high-speed pursuits. It's designed to act as an assistant, performing light patrol duties and gathering data while helping human officers maintain public order. Where the PM-01 truly impresses is in its movement. With 24 degrees of freedom, it walks smoothly and reacts to its environment better than most early-generation humanoids. And while it can't throw punches like Unitree's G1, each version released by Engine AI is becoming faster, smarter, and more adaptable. Give it time, and it could evolve into something much more formidable. The Spherical Enforcer, when a ball becomes a cop. If you thought humanoid robots were the only ones joining the security game, think again. In December 2024, the district of Wenzhou unveiled one of the most bizarre but effective security bots yet, a spherical amphibious robot that patrols on both land and water. Developed by the College of Control Science and Engineering in Zhejiang, this rolling bot shocked audiences with its speed and versatility. Clocking in at 35 kilometers per hour, this off-road marvel doesn't just look like something out of a sci-fi film, it performs like it too. Its spherical shape allows it to roll across uneven terrain, climb slopes, and even float through water. It's small, yes, but incredibly tough. The design team specifically built it to withstand harsh environments, including radioactive zones and explosive conditions. And here's the kicker, it's armed. The bot is equipped with surveillance cameras, flashing lights, AI-powered navigation, and even a net launcher to subdue suspects. Essentially, it's a high-speed, remote-controlled ball that can chase you through a parking lot or swamp and take you down without firing a single bullet. Wang Yu, an associate professor from the development team, estimated each unit costs around $41,000 to produce, and international interest is already pouring in. Officials from the Middle East have reportedly inquired about purchasing units for their own security operations. The US watches closely. If China builds robot bodyguards, can America afford to fall behind? With the success and growing public awareness of AI security bots in China, it's no surprise that the United States is working on similar technologies. While US defense and tech firms are often more secretive about their deployments, sources confirm that both private companies and federal agencies are actively investing in next-gen robotic security platforms. Boston Dynamics, Ghost Robotics, and numerous defense contractors are rumored to be deep in prototype development. Meanwhile, federal research agencies are quietly exploring humanoid robotics for future integration into law enforcement and emergency response systems. Public demonstrations may still be a few years away, but insiders claim the race is already well underway. Whether it's a robot that throws punches, one that patrols on wheels, or a sphere that chases you down a pier, it's becoming increasingly clear that AI and robotics are on a collision course with modern policing and private security. The key difference now is no longer whether these machines will work, but how we'll choose to use them. Will they become trusted protectors in dangerous situations? Or symbols of government overreach, patrolling our streets without empathy or discretion? The lines between science fiction and science fact are fading fast. The moment humanoid robots started learning martial arts and tracking suspects across land and sea, the conversation shifted. This is not a test. This is happening. And the only question left is, are we ready? Meet Hero. The future of security has arrived. Artificial Intelligence Technology Solutions, better known as AITX, recently introduced a new security breakthrough that feels like a sneak peek into the future. They call it Hero, short for Humanoid Enforcement and Response Officer. But make no mistake, this isn't some gimmick or novelty. Hero represents a seismic shift in how we think about safety and surveillance. AITX promises that Hero will change the game when it comes to monitoring, response, and overall security operations. This latest robotic device boasts an autonomous artificial intelligence system that allows it to move through its environment with independence, scanning for threats and taking appropriate action without waiting for human input. Hero doesn't just observe, it responds. And that subtle difference could completely redefine how businesses, hospitals, schools, and public institutions think about protection. One of Hero's biggest strengths lies in its ability to integrate into AITX's existing ecosystem of robotic assistance devices, also known as RAIDs. These devices communicate with one another to form a cohesive, intelligent security network, like a digital hive mind. But Hero stands out because of what it can do when it engages with people. Unlike many security bots that simply stand still or roam the halls in silence, Hero speaks. Using advanced natural language processing, Hero can greet guests, answer basic questions, offer directions, and even screen individuals entering a space. Imagine walking into an office or event venue and being politely welcomed by a robot that can actually hold a brief conversation. Hero makes that scenario possible. This capability turns Hero into more than a sentry. It becomes a hybrid, half watchman, half receptionist. The implications are massive. In an emergency room, for instance, Hero could de-escalate stressful situations, engage distressed visitors, or guide someone to the correct medical wing while freeing up staff for more critical tasks. It becomes an extension of the team, always alert, always ready, and never in need of a coffee break. AITX described Hero not just as a security presence, but as a vision of what safety will look like when automation, intelligence, and real-time responsiveness come together. And in high-pressure situations, Hero is built to remain calm and focused, something not every human security officer can promise. The rise of the robotic guard dog. While humanoid robots like Hero are changing the face of frontline security, not every futuristic defender walks on two legs. Some, in fact, walk on four. One of the most talked about robot security devices in recent years comes from the same company behind Atlas, Boston Dynamics. Their creation, a compact four-legged security robot modeled after a dog, minus the fur, of course. In November 2024, the world caught a glimpse of this AI-powered pup when a red and white robotic dog appeared outside then President-elect Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate. It calmly patrolled the property like any other member of the security team, its cameras constantly scanning for intruders. But while it resembled a dog, this machine was built for business, not belly rubs. Unlike its larger and slightly more animated cousin, the bright yellow Spotbot often seen dancing online, this model was leaner, sleeker, and significantly more serious. It wore a visible warning: do not pet. With legs that can handle steps up to 11 inches and slopes of up to 30 degrees, the robot can climb stairs and patrol elevated terrain with no problem. Think that sounds impressive? Just wait until you see what it can do inside a high-security compound without anyone even touching a control panel. Eyes, ears, and a 3D map. The robot isn't just mobile, it's aware. Outfitted with multiple high-definition cameras and sensors, it can record video, track intruders, and even build a three-dimensional map of its surroundings. This lets it navigate complex environments without supervision, day or night, rain or shine. In the future, this kind of technology could easily replace or support night guards in warehouses, office buildings, and even large private homes. For businesses facing staffing shortages or frequent security breaches, this robotic watchdog might be the solution they did not even know they needed. But Boston Dynamics is not the only player in the robotic security game. Another company is stepping up with a design that might look less cuddly, but possibly even more capable. Pennsylvania-based Ghost Robotics has made waves with its Vision 60, a mid-sized, four-legged robot that brings a whole new level of adaptability to the artificial intelligence security world. While it may not be the flashiest bot on the block, Vision 60 was built with one goal in mind: function in all terrain, under all conditions. Videos on Ghost Robotics' website show Vision 60 maneuvering through uneven, rocky terrain with ease. This makes it uniquely qualified for urban patrols, remote border security, and industrial inspections in places where wheels and legs don't always go hand in hand. The robot's blind mode control core mimics the way mammals process balance and movement, allowing it to feel its way around even when visual data is limited. Here's why that matters. Most autonomous robots rely heavily on visual sensors to move safely, but in real-world situations, those sensors can get confused by darkness, fog, or unpredictable obstacles. Vision 60 bypasses this by using a deeply integrated internal system that lets it keep going, even when the lights are off, so to speak. Ghost Robotics designed the Vision 60 with security forces and defense departments in mind. It is not a toy, and it is not here for photo ops. It is here to get the job done. This robot's sophisticated movement systems mean it can serve in roles where human security officers might be too slow, too tired, or simply too vulnerable. Whether it is responding to a breach in a chemical plant, patrolling an airfield, or performing nighttime surveillance across rough terrain, the Vision 60 holds its own. And as it continues to evolve, thanks to firmware updates and adaptive artificial intelligence, it only becomes smarter with every mission. Security robots are not just assistants anymore, they are full-fledged members of tomorrow's protection teams. And as the lines blur between robotics and human interaction, we are getting closer to a world where having a robot on patrol is not the exception, it is the expectation. The rise of AI, bodyguards, Vision 60, and the robotic shift in global security. Navigating an unfamiliar room in the dark might sound daunting, but with a little caution, you could manage it. Slowly reaching out for furniture, moving step by step, you'd eventually make it out. That is exactly how the Vision 60 operates. This unmanned ground vehicle, or UGV, doesn't rely on vision alone. Instead, it moves using a sophisticated control system that mimics how mammals feel their way around uncertain terrain. But even with that edge, it is not flawless. Vision 60 occasionally slips or stumbles when the ground turns uneven. Still, it recovers quickly, stabilizing itself and continuing on like nothing happened, and that resilience has already paid off. Vision 60 is not some prototype waiting for approval. It is commercially available and in active use. Ghost Robotics, the company behind this impressive four-legged robot, has already sold more than 1,000 units, with over 24 national security agencies counted among its customers. At 51 kilograms and a top speed of 3 meters per second, Vision 60 is far from a toy, and it commands a price that reflects that. Each unit costs around $165,000. For many nations, though, especially those dealing with real emergencies, this robot is worth every penny. But what does a robotic dog really do during a crisis? You're about to find out. When the 2024 Noto earthquake triggered a powerful tsunami, Japan needed fast, reliable eyes in the field. The country's self-defense force deployed Vision 60 units to scout evacuation routes. These robots navigated through debris, flooded paths, and unstable terrain to guide civilians out of danger. In doing so, they helped save thousands of lives. That is not science fiction. It happened. And Japan is not alone. In Canada, scientists retrofitted one Vision 60 with a radiation sensor to work inside nuclear laboratories. The robot scanned areas where human workers couldn't safely enter, mapping out dangerous radioactive zones and preventing accidents. Over in the United States, the Department of Homeland Security is testing Vision 60 at the border. These bots, outfitted with thermal cameras, patrol rough terrain where they detect heat signatures, allowing officers to locate migrants in distress before it is too late. In all of these cases, Vision 60 sends real-time data back to human teams through its built-in cameras and microphones. Acting as a scout, it moves where humans hesitate to go, relaying everything it sees and hears. This real-time feedback gives human operators a tactical edge without putting themselves in harm's way. And here's the thing, Vision 60 is not alone. But what happens when these robots take human form? What if they are not just assistants, but decision-makers? Whether on 2 legs, 4, or none at all, AI-powered robots are storming the world of security systems. Humanoid robots like AITX's Hero serve as receptionists and emergency responders. Dog-like quadrupeds patrol presidential estates. Spherical bots roll through city streets and splash across rivers. No matter the shape, the mission is the same: identify threats, secure areas, and communicate what they find. Vision 60 plays a vital role in this robotic invasion. Its high-performance sensors quickly analyze nearby activity, its programming differentiates between friend and foe, and its rugged design lets it chase down targets in environments where wheels and wings would fail. But while these innovations are exciting, they also raise serious questions. How long before a robot patrols your neighborhood? Before your office building swaps a night guard for a 4-legged bot? Before humanoid machines replace entire departments? The coming shift: replacing human guards. The early versions of security bots were never meant to replace humans. They were backup, assistants, high-tech observers. But that dynamic is changing. As these machines become more independent, more capable of preventing theft, deterring vandalism, and intervening in violent incidents, companies have started to ask an uncomfortable question: why hire more humans when a robot does the job cheaper and faster? The cost difference is not subtle. Human security guards need salaries, benefits, insurance, and training. Robots do not. Aside from occasional maintenance, they work around the clock. They never call in sick. They do not complain. They do not sleep. As high-risk industries continue to tighten budgets and face staffing shortages, robots start to look like the obvious solution. And that transition may happen sooner than expected. Vision 60 has proven it can handle real emergencies, from tsunamis to toxic labs. Other robots like Hero and Spot already work alongside law enforcement, emergency response teams, and military units. These machines are not coming. They are already here. The only thing left to figure out is how many roles they will absorb. But what happens when the machines start to feel? When they read emotions, mimic empathy, and manage crowds with charm instead of commands. Security bots today operate with rules, routines, and protocols, but the next generation will go beyond that. Developers are already experimenting with emotional intelligence systems, AI that can recognize fear, anger, sadness, and suspicious behavior based on voice tone, facial expressions, and posture. This is not about science fiction. It is about evolving security tools that adapt in real time, not just to threats, but to moods. Imagine a humanoid robot that can de-escalate a fight before it starts, calm a panicked child during an evacuation, or screen visitors with personalized greetings that change based on emotional cues. Robots like Hero already demonstrate the groundwork for this kind of engagement. That is what makes this moment so critical. As more of these systems integrate into our workplaces, government buildings, and public areas, society will need to grapple with new boundaries. What level of decision-making should we give them? Should they be armed? Should they make arrests? And if they make a mistake, who takes responsibility? At the highest levels of government and military, robots have already entered the room. Vision 60 and its counterparts now serve alongside elite security details. With faster reflexes, longer endurance, and zero emotional bias, they offer unique advantages, but they also introduce a new kind of vulnerability, one of over-reliance. Right now, we control them, but as autonomy grows and their skill sets expand, these machines will begin making more decisions without oversight. That's not a prediction, it's a timeline. In the short term, AI-powered bodyguards could solve real problems. They could fill workforce gaps, respond faster to crises, and improve safety for vulnerable targets. But they also create questions we are not yet ready to answer. And as they become more integrated into our world, those questions will only grow louder. The tipping point of robotic security. The rise of AI-powered security systems isn't some distant future. It's already unfolding all around us. From humanoid assistants like Hero to four-legged sentinels like Vision 60, robots are actively transforming how governments, corporations, and even homeowners think about protection. And while they still work alongside human teams today, the writing on the wall is clear. The shift toward autonomous security forces is accelerating. These machines are no longer confined to labs or military testing grounds. They're patrolling borders, navigating disaster zones, and even securing the homes of world leaders. Their intelligence grows with every update. Their capabilities stretch beyond what most people expected just a few years ago. They climb stairs, walk through fire zones, and detect hidden dangers. And soon, they may also read emotions, predict actions, and intervene before a threat fully forms. But with this evolution comes a new kind of responsibility. As we push boundaries and blur the lines between human and machine, we must ask tough questions. Who governs these technologies? What happens when a robot misjudges a situation? And most importantly, how do we ensure that in trying to protect ourselves, we don't lose what makes us human? The conversation around robot security isn't just about machines, it's about values, trust, and control. These systems promise faster response times, tireless monitoring, and cost savings, but they also come with unknowns, especially as we start handing them more decision-making power. So now the question comes back to you. Would you feel safer knowing a machine, not a human, was standing guard outside your home, your child's school, or your country's borders? Does the idea excite you or terrify you? Let us know what you think, because like it or not, the future of security isn't just arriving, it is already on patrol. Alright, so that's it for this video, and if you want to watch more amazing content like this, check out some of our other videos. Bye!